Good morning. Hundreds of farmers paraded through Madrid on tractors and on foot yesterday in the latest protest over the crisis facing the agricultural sector. The farmers marched from the Ministry of Ecological Transition to the Ministry of Agriculture after the European Union proposed legislative changes to drastically ease the environmental rules of the Common Agricultural Policy on Friday. Rallied by their trade unions, farmers carried banners proclaiming "We are not delinquents" to the sound of horns and whistles. One decorated his tractor with a mock guillotine, as if they want to cut off our necks, he said, explaining his gesture. Friday's concessions in Brussels aim to loosen compliance with some environmental rules, so the EU chief Ursula von der Leyen said. Whilst the move was welcomed by the government, some environmental non-governmental organisations criticised the measures. Yesterday marked the fourth demonstration in Madrid since the start of the wider European farm protest movement in mid-January. A 20-year-old man is in a serious condition in hospital after being shot several times in Puerto Banús. The incident happened in the early hours of Saturday. Eyewitnesses said the victim was outside a bar and several vehicles were involved. The man was taken to hospital in Malaga. This is the second shooting in the last week in Marbella and the fourth in the last month in the town, although none of them have resulted in fatalities. On Monday the 11th, two people on a motorcycle fired several shots in the middle of the street in Nueva Andalucía. 5 bullets hit the window of a restaurant, but no one was injured. A month ago, another young man was injured after being shot twice in a street in Marbella. An Irishman has been found dead in a police cell on the Costa del Sol. The 30-year-old man had been arrested on suspicion of domestic violence. He was being held in police custody ahead of a full court appearance where an investigating judge was to decide whether to keep him in prison or release him on bail. The alarm was raised on Friday morning as an officer carried out routine checks in the cells at the National Police Station in Torremolinos. Medical experts were unable to revive the man and he was pronounced dead at the scene. The unnamed man is said to have received medical attention before being put in a prison cell due to his state of agitation. And Denya's famous Bulls à la Mar celebration, which takes the animals into the sea every July, has been revised after a rise in protest demonstrations. Last year, an incident in which a bull died from drowning caught the attention and criticism of the international press and animal welfare associations. Many have urged the local authorities to terminate the celebration. Now the local government has finally spoken out, announcing changes to this year's programme. Denya's festival councillor said it's not time to remove the bulls completely, but changes have to be made. This July, the Bulls à la Mar will no longer take place from midday till 2 in the afternoon, as the hot weather conditions can negatively affect the animals, and there will be no afternoon celebrations on the Sunday during the Festa Mayor. Felix Redondo, the councillor from the Vox group, emphasised the significance of the celebrations, urging people to take into account the tourist impact that the event has on the town. Denya's mayor, meanwhile, spoke out about the changes, saying the celebration has to evolve. That's the latest from TRE. I'm Bob James.